First off, you have to open the calendar table empty file with the pre-built calendar. I shared this file. This is something I got from Access from this YouTube video that I shared. Basically, this is an empty project. The only thing that is in here is a calendar table, and we can access it by right pressing on our table and press Edit Query. So the way that we can actually get this calendar to our other project is basically quite simple. We'll just have to right click on the table calendar and press copy. And then we can close it. And now we open the other project. So I've opened my original file, the digital twin template. I will go to the Power Query and I'll press the transform data. In here, after it's finished loading, I will press this right just on the empty spot over here. I'll just press paste, and there, now I have a new calendar table. And if I press my calendar, I have the calendar table from Win Hopkins from Access Analytics. There's a lot of data in here, but the one I'm really interested in is this one, the date. And what's unique about this one is that I have one um, representation, you could say. In this column, I have all of the dates represented, but only one time. And then we can see what year was it, what month was it, what day was it, and all of these different kinds of which quarter, and etc. But I will use this later for making a relation between the two other, and then we can use this one as our x-axis. All right. One thing I have to do before I continue is that this table was built in a particular way, and you can see this also in the video by Access Analytics. First off, it asks about the start date, and it's set at the 1st of January 2021. But I would like to change that to the 8th of November, because that's when the data started rolling in 2023. And I could also, if that were the case, see how many years in the future would I like to see to look, and then I have this end date, which is basically dynamic. It says today, it's from today, and then years in the futures, and add them to the date that I set, the start date and years in the future. So the end date is basically just showing me the last date of this year that I'm particularly in. So, and if I added years in the future, let's just say one, then it will be to 2025 instead of 2024. And the today dates is just a dynamic formula. It looks at what is the date today. All right, so now it's fixed, and this is apply steps. So every time I change it, it will go all the way back to this calendar that I have. All right, so let's see. I think there's a mistake here. Start date was should be that. Okay, now it's fixed. See, it will have an error if it doesn't. If you're not cautious and do the right thing, it will have some kind of error. I'll press apply and close. Now, if I go to model view, I can create relations between these tables. For instance, I could say that these dates, they are the same. And I just do that by dragging, like holding down and letting go of the file, it's already been created. But my next problem is that I could set it into time, Norwegian Mean Time, but the problem is that this one also includes a clock. So I need to go in and add that. So let me do that by going to the Norwegian time here and edit query. And it should be depending on this one. I will duplicate and I will set it's only a date. And then I will rename it. It's rename date. And if I keep the same names as we have in the other ones, it's going to be more simple. Then it's the date is the date, which is the date. All right. And now, when it's finished loading, we can add it. And as you can see, now I have loaded the thing. And you might ask me, why didn't I just connect these two without the calendar table? Well, I will try this and I will show you why. I'll start deleting I'll start deleting these and see what happens. So if I connect these two, you can see there's I wouldn't say an error, but Power BI is asking me a question about these two. I mean, if you remember correctly, especially in basically in both of them, the date is occurring many times. So basically, you cannot make the relationship so that, I mean, the 13th of November, if you look at the hour, I mean, it's there are many lockings during that date. So I think it's easier to show it like this. So if I look at the temperature outside, you can see the date. It's there. You right now it's okay. Let's just sort it differently. Ascending. You can see there are a lot of different loggings from the 8th of November. Like, it's not only one, there are a lot of them. And the same goes for Jørvik, the date outside. You can see there's a lot of measurements for each hour, so basically 24 for each date. So basically, when we're trying to connect these two, Power BI is asking how are we supposed to connect them when there are a lot of them? Whereas when I use this one as a middle table, there's only one date for each day in this table. So when I connect these two, it automatically, you see the arrow is going from this table to that one. So it's kind of the saying that, that there's only one for many, and the same is here. There's also one for many. And now, if I use this one as my my x-axis, these kind of already know. This table already knows that. Well, the different measurements. It's depending on that day, and the different measurements are depending on that day. So it's a bit difficult to explain, but let's try to show it. I will delete my time axis here, and instead I will use my calendar, and I'll use my date. We'll say year, we'll say month, we'll say day. Yeah, and it kind of looks like as if the, the inside temperature is constant, but it's not actually. It's kind of varying. This is still an average temperature for that day because we have it not on time basis, but it's on day basis, and then we asked for the time temperature based on that. So that would be it. The problem now is that this one is not going to change. Like not this one at least. Only the indoor temperature is changing depending on that. So I can fix that by instead of saying date, I could say it's going to be this one. Oh, sorry. See? And now it's connected again. An easier way to see that it's actually is happening is that this. I mean, another thing that could be interesting to look at. I mean, you can see that the average temperature in the room is actually really changing. So it's not like the specifically the same. It's just really close to the outside temperature. So if I were to, let's just say I would like to have the temperature again, but this time it's not the sum, it should be the maximum temperature. And I could do that same again and say it's the minimum temperature. Then maybe I could see that it's actually something changing there. Not that big. It's roughly the same.